What is up, my friends? So, let's talk about the movie that is going to take the summer by storm because we don't have any other release out. All kidding aside, let's talk about this movie, The Kissing Booth 2. So, I talked about this movie when it first came out, the first one, and a lot of y'all enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all subscribed that day. So, this movie was a movie I didn't see coming. I'm going to tell you that right now because the first movie, it really does end on a closing of sorts. And I even made a video, like an ending explained of what could come after if they made a sequel. I never thought that they would do that, but Netflix sees how many people watched the first movie and they're like, you know what? Let's go. Kissing Booth 2. And I even tweeted about how this is like if they made a when Harry met Sally again into a sequel, and I don't know. Let's just get right into this. So, as I said in my Indian Explain, if you haven't gone check out that video, I highly recommend it. If you haven't already seen the Kissing Booth, go watch it. Watch my video, or just watch my video if you want to get caught up on everything going on here. But as I said, this movie is going to deal with the fact that at the end of the Kissing Booth 1, we saw Elle and Noah part ways after spending a whole summer together, and he was going off to college to Harvard and she was going to finish her senior year. So they didn't know what was in store, but now we do know what's in store from this new trailer, and that's love distance, long distance relationships might not work out as you would plan them, especially when one's in college and one's in high school still. And so we start to see all of this sort of unravel out before the trailer that Elle isn't sure exactly if Noah is going to continue to be interested in her anymore now that he's off in college. And the same goes for Elle, as there is a new guy now named Marco. So all of this is just going to create a lot of tension, a lot of drama, and we're sure about all of that. So I don't know if there's a Kissing Booth 2 book out there. Before I made this video, I didn't even go ahead and look that up. It might be possible that there is, but it might be possible that no, they're just gonna wing it, because we've seen Netflix do that before. I mean, they've taken series that were based off of graphic novels, comic books, all of that, and even though it's a one-off, one like story itself, they've gone out and they've made sure to expand upon that universe with keeping the same elements. So I wouldn't pass it on Netflix if this doesn't actually have a sequel book, but they're just gonna wing it and push the story forward. So as I said, Noah and Elle are going to go through some predicaments because a new girl arises for Noah called Chloe, and a new guy arises for Elle named Marco. On top of all of this as well, Elle is dealing with knowing that she's not sure what the future holds for her and her best friend Lee, if they are going to end up being best friends and go to college together just as their parents did, or if she's going to end up going over to Harvard to try and be with Noah. But we're not sure exactly if that's exactly what she wants at this point, especially with Chloe coming into the picture and Marco as well. And it's just going to be interesting to see how all of this is going to be dealt with. Of course, the Kissing Booth is back, my friends. So, yes, the Kissing Booth will be back, and I'm sure it's going to play some big part towards the climax of this movie. As we all know, it should be that because this movie is literally called The Kissing Booth. So, I don't know how I feel about it. Everybody else is back from the original film, and I don't know. The first one I thought was a fun movie, but I'm not sure exactly how they can play this one off because it kind of feels like I've seen it already. You know what I mean? Netflix, I feel, is very much so stuck on the formula they have for all of the movies and TV shows that they have, where they sort of recycle the same things from all of them and put them into the newer ones. And although they can do that and give it a little bit of a spin and a little bit of a polish to make it stand out, the backbone is there, and sometimes it's too present there, if you know what I mean, because it sort of feels like To All the Boys I've Ever Loved, just a slight twist to it. but that's just my opinion. I don't know. I may be wrong. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a movie you're going to check out? Is this a movie that you were a fan of the first? Or are you just not interested at all in this? I'm open to all of the suggestions that you have, and what do you think is coming out of this? I mean, could you imagine if they go for Kissing Booth 3? Now, I do know that To All the Boys I've Ever Loved is getting a third film, but I believe that's also a trilogy of books, so that makes sense right there. So, I don't know. I think that they would go for number 3 if this breaks records, just as the first one did in that own category that it's in. Kissing Booth 1 definitely did go above and beyond, I believe, what they thought was going to happen. And I think that Joey King coming off of the act as well is going to drive this even more than the first one did. So there's that. So I think that they're going to definitely be pushing this a lot. So as I am recording this video, my friends, I have come to find out that this is actually a book as well. This is actually, there is a Kissing Booth 2 called Going the Distance. So I'm not too sure exactly how inspired this is, but I will definitely look this up even further. But I'm going to go ahead and check to see if there is a third book, because I mean, if there is, we know that we're going to be getting that. So, okay, I just saw that there is actually another one. There's actually called The Kissing Booth Road Trip. So we might just be getting a bunch of these. There's also The Beach House. So I think we're gonna be getting some Kissing Booth like anthologies going on here. Well, not really anthologies, but a whole series, because there is a series of books. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. So I mean, if it does good, Netflix would be dumb not to follow up, and I don't think Netflix is dumb. They've done it for the most part very good, how they've been handling this category of movies and shows. So, I, what do y'all think? Y'all think y'all ready for a Kissing Booth series down the line with 3 more sequels after this? I mean, you got The Beach House, you got Road Trip. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and I don't know how I feel, but hey, here's hoping that the sequel tops the first one, so we see how everything goes. And yeah, I'm open for it. Let me know your thoughts below. Are you open for a whole series on these books? Do you think they can really get it right? Or what do you think is going to happen? Are you going to be checking it out as soon as it comes out? Or do you wait to hear about reviews and all of that? Because that's how I checked out the first one. I didn't know it was even out. Then I saw a lot of people talking about it on social media, and I was like, let me go check this out, and ended up not hating it at all, actually. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. So let me know your thoughts below on The Kissing Booth. Are you going to be checking out the sequel? Are you excited for the series? And also, but yeah, who else was very much surprised to find out that this is a whole series, and we're probably going to get every single book made into a movie if this second one proves to be a hit for Netflix? We're just going to have to wait and see if that is the case or not. But anyways, make sure you check out all my other videos on the other Netflix stuff that's out right now. Warrior Nun, we also got Ju-On, as well as some other videos coming out as well. I will be talking about The Kissing Booth 2 once it does come out, making any explained, all that good stuff. You know how we do it over here in the channel, where we talk about movies, TV shows, music, video games, all that stuff you love. And so if you want all of that and to be in the know of everything you need to know, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the bell for notifications, because sometimes you don't know when I drop a video, because YouTube likes to be weird about subscriptions. You gotta turn on that bell so you know exactly when that video drops, and you can be one of the first to watch. But anyways, we are on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We are at 15,000. That is amazing, and closing in on 16,000. Not really closing in, but we're starting to get to that point, right? So if you could go ahead and hit that subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you follow me on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitch, you can follow me on Anchor. Anchor's where I post most of my music stuff. Twitch, it's coming. There's more gaming coming there. And Twitter, I'm going to be tweeting a lot this week, because I'm trying to do this new segment on the channel, which should be pretty fun. So make sure you're subscribed so you know when that drops. But anyways, as always, that's going to do it for me. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive. hey, if you're still listening, why don't you go ahead and check out one of the videos on the left? Make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell for notifications. Stay positive.